I never thought I'd be writing something like this, but after what happened at my nephew's birthday party, I just can't keep it to myself. I still have nightmares about it, and it feels like it could happen again at any moment. I'm not a writer, so bear with me, but I need to get this off my chest. It all started a few weeks ago. My sister wanted to do something special for her son's 8th birthday, so she decided to hire a clown to entertain the kids. Now, I'm not a fan of clowns, never have been, but I figured it was just my own weird thing. The kids were excited, and that's what mattered. The party was going fine. There were balloons, cake, all the typical stuff. The clown showed up on time, wearing one of those classic outfits, baggy clothes, big shoes, a red nose, and a painted-on smile that honestly gave me the creeps. His name was Bobo, or something like that. Right away, something felt off. The way he moved, his laugh, even the way he looked at the kids made me uneasy, but I brushed it off. I figured I was just being paranoid. At first, Bobo did what clowns do, making balloon animals, pulling dumb tricks, that sort of thing. But as the party went on, he started to act strange. He kept staring at me, like really staring. Every time I looked his way, his eyes would be locked on mine, and he wouldn't look away. It was like he was trying to intimidate me or something. I felt a cold shiver run down my spine, but I tried to ignore it for the kids' sake. Then he started making weird jokes, the kind that weren't funny, and were a little too adult for a kid's party. I was uncomfortable, but I didn't want to make a scene. The kids didn't seem to notice, but some of the parents were giving each other looks, like they were wondering what was going on too. When the time came for the clown to leave, I was relieved. He packed up his stuff and started heading out, but before he left, he walked right up to me. He leaned in real close, so close I could smell his cheap makeup and whatever it was he'd been drinking. And then, in this low, menacing voice, he said, "Meet me outside in 5 minutes, or else." I froze. It was like my brain couldn't process what he'd just said. I watched as he walked out the door, and when he was gone, I looked around, but nobody else seemed to notice what had just happened. My heart was pounding, and I didn't know what to do. Was he serious? Was it some kind of sick joke? I decided I couldn't just leave it alone. I had to know what he meant. I went outside, and sure enough, he was there, standing by an old, beat-up car at the end of the driveway. The clown was staring at me with this twisted grin on his face. He waved me over like we were supposed to be friends or something. My gut told me not to go, but I couldn't stop my feet from moving. When I got close enough, he grabbed my arm hard, and his face changed. That fake smile was gone, replaced by something dark, something that made my stomach drop. He leaned in close again and said, "You're coming with me now. If you don't, you'll regret it." Panic set in. I didn't know what to do. I was about to scream when, out of nowhere, I heard shouting. The next thing I knew, there were police officers running toward us, yelling for the clown to let go of me. Bobo's grip tightened for a second, but then he shoved me away and tried to make a run for it. One of the officers pulled out a taser and shot him with it. The clown went down, twitching on the ground, and the cops jumped on him. They handcuffed him and dragged him away, all while he was still mumbling something under his breath, something about how this wasn't over. The whole thing felt like it took forever, but it was probably just a few minutes. After they took him away, one of the officers came over to me and asked if I was okay. I didn't even know how to answer. I was shaking, my heart racing like crazy. I told him what had happened, and he just nodded, like this wasn't the first time he dealt with something like this. I later found out that the clown wasn't even supposed to be at the party. The guy my sister hired had gotten sick last minute, and this Bobo character had somehow gotten wind of it and showed up instead. The police told me he'd done stuff like this before, showing up at parties, threatening people, trying to kidnap someone, though he'd never actually succeeded. I was just one of the lucky ones. It's been a few weeks since it happened, and I still can't get that clown's face out of my head. I keep wondering what would have happened if those cops hadn't shown up when they did. I don't think I'll ever go near a clown again. They're supposed to make you laugh, but after that day, I can't see them as anything but monsters.